Hi everyone, and welcome back to where I am trying to do some more regular videos, hopefully every week. And to achieve that, the videos from now on will be more of a, I don't like the word vlogging, but more you can join me on my weeks on all the stuff I do instead of doing a project every video, because that's a little bit harder to achieve. You get stuck on parts you're missing and everything. And as you might imagine, it's a lot harder to get parts fast in Sweden than in America, and also harder to find and everything. So I hope you can enjoy the videos, even though they will be a little bit different, with just hanging around with me through the weeks and see what I do, so that I can make more videos. And yeah, I think you get my point. So this week we have a bunch to do this week, and we will be all over the place. And what we are doing first is we have to put on headers, or we have to change the manifolds, and I'm going to headers because they have been leaking for quite a while, so that I can use this truck. I've been using it with the exhaust leak for a very long time, and I'm really over that. I want to get this done, so that's what we're doing. I'm gonna go and put on some exhaust wrap on headers, and then I'm gonna put them in here and fix this so that we can start working on some other stuff. So there we have the headers all wrapped and ready, and I also changed the bands, the V-bands, because I think these seal a lot better than the stuff that they provide. I really hate the 3-bolt flange. I think they always leak. So now we have those, hopefully no leaks. But now that they are done, I'm gonna put them on the truck, and then I will be back when we are going to fix the exhaust. So the headers are in and bolted down, and everything are good to go. I had to make a spacer here, since these are a lot thinner than the original cast manifolds. So all of this is in place, and also had to make a little spacer here for the dipstick tube, since it interfered with the header flange. But that's all good, so it's bolted down, everything is ready here. It's start ready. But now I have to fix the exhaust, and here you can see already the problem. You can see the header is pointing towards there, and there is our exhaust pipe. So maybe we have to make some bends or cut it further back and rearrange the pipes a bit, but we'll get to that. But that's what we're gonna fix now. Then we can start working on something else. So as you can see, we're on here, and the header is really close to the transmission, unnecessarily close, and it would be better if it came out a bit. So I'm gonna try. I don't think this is gonna work, but I have a strap here. I'm gonna try and force it out a bit, and we'll see if we can get it out of the transmission a little bit. Okay, so you can see I have gotten it out maybe half an inch, something like that, but it's fully tensioned now with this strap, and also the pry bar with the strap on into the frame. So probably when I lose this, it will go back almost to where it was. So we're not gonna get this any better, but I guess we have to work with this. So that's what we're gonna do. Time flew by yesterday, but the exhaust is done. Not the prettiest exhaust in the world, but good enough for this truck. So now we're done with that. I'm just gonna do a little thing before we're done with this truck for now. So when I picked up the two-wheel drive Suburban I showed you earlier, I saw that the hitch was dipping, and I checked here because we have one bolt missing there and one bolt missing there. And also most of these hitches has a bracket here to bolt the bumper to the hitch, but this doesn't have that, so I'm gonna fix that with some nuts and bolts. Because the reason we're doing all of this work on this truck is because this is my only truck to haul my trailer with right now, and we're going to pick up 2 new trucks this week, so that will be tomorrow. So that's why we have to get this done. But I'm gonna fix the hitch here, and then we can go on to do something more fun. Here we have the hitch done. Some bolts here with some nuts welded to the hitch, and the missing bolts in and everything that. So this feels a lot better now. So what we're gonna do now is gonna take the truck and drive it out of here. Gonna attach it to the trailer. Then I'm gonna take my forklift. I'm gonna lift the Suburban up and drive out the trailer. And then I have some really big, I don't know what to call them, jacks or pillars, or I don't know a good word for them, but I have these. I have got them from a previous work. And the plan is we're gonna lift it up, put them on these so we can fix the fuel leak and brake line and all of that, so we make it a little more drivable. So that's what we're gonna do now. So now we're this far. We have the truck outside, attached to the trailer. You had the Suburban up in the air with my Clark forklift. You know that I love American stuff. So the plan is now I'm gonna first drive out the trailer, have to lift it a little more in the rear to get this under. Then we can put it down, and then we can check under how the Suburban looks. So there we have it up on the, do you call it jack stands? I don't know. Do you have a better name? You can write that down in the comments. But can I check it under how it looks? And I don't think this is terrible. It isn't perfect by any means, but it's definitely a lot better than my K1500. So I think it's savable. Unfortunately, when I drove this up, I heard it had an exhaust leak, and it looks like we have the exact same problem that I just fixed on my other truck. So that has to be done to this also. And besides that, you see that they have been fixing with fuel lines here, and it's leaking somewhere, and that's not particularly surprising. So I also saw here, can you even see that it's turned darker, it's leaking here when I touch it, and it doesn't look better back here. The lines are really bad, and someone has put rubber line, and now that is completely gone also. So that's something I have to do. Also somewhere a brake line is bad, he said, so I have to look at that. But overall I don't think it's terrible. It's not perfect and not good, but it's workable. We can fix it. But before I do anything, I want to take out my pressure washer and clean here a bit, so it's a little bit nicer to work with. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay, so I changed my mind. We can wash this later, but I took down the tank a bit so I can see this, and you can see here we have 4 inches, then one connector, a bit further, one connector more, and there's more on the line forward, and this is also been done, several patches too. So I'm gonna remove this. We're gonna do rubber lines all the way. Maybe not the best, but that's what we can achieve right now, and at least have no leaks. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna fix that, and then I will be back. So I have only gotten this far. I removed all the old fuel lines, and they are really bad, as you can see. And yeah, we're ready to start putting on the rubber line, but I didn't get that far because my friend Johnny called me yesterday, and he said that he had found a cheap 454 big block on Marketplace. So I said, if you don't buy it, I buy it, and he bought it, and we knew it was freeze cracked. It's an old boat motor, but he bought it, he took it home, realized it was cracked pretty bad, and he didn't really want to do anything with it right now. So he came and dropped it off at my place, and I couldn't be happier. So I paid $150 for this thing, same as he paid. And it's as I said, no boat motors. We have some cool boat manifolds and stuff like that, but we're not gonna have any use for that. But the engine, then it has shooting out this freeze plug, and that's the least of our worries. Also one here that just smack it back, but here we have a crack on the outside, and that's no big deal. This we can seal up in some way, but the major problem is we have some cracks in the lifter valley, and we have one little small crack there, which I don't think will be any major problem. but the big thing is this area. So you see we have a big chunk here, it's come loose, so I think we have to pull the heads, probably remove that, file the edges, and then we can try and weld it back, and I don't know, put some metal bondo or paint or something over it to make it seal. It don't have to be perfect. Hopefully we can just get this thing running and driving again. Put it maybe in the Chevelle or some other project we will buy here in the future. But that's that about 454. Unfortunately, time flies away, so we won't have time to do anything more today. And tomorrow we're going to take my truck, and we're going to pick up two new projects, or 2 new trucks that we're gonna do something with. So I will see you tomorrow when we're gonna pick up more junk. Okay, so it's Wednesday morning and I'm on my way to pick up the first vehicle today. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pick it up, drive it to my father's place, gonna unload it there, and then I will be back and we can take a look at it. So now we're at my dad's place, and all of my junk I have here. So this is what we were picking up for now. It's a 94 Suburban. It's a 2500 4-wheel drive, and it will probably be a donor. It has a working 6.5 turbo diesel, has a 480 transmission. It has a nice interior, which I both will need parts for my 2-wheel drive Suburban and also for another truck I'm going to show you. And obviously someone has changed the doors, so the doors are rust free. The fenders have probably been replaced before, since the paint doesn't really match the rest of the truck, and they are good. And also we even have, I'm not a tailgate person, I like barn doors, but the 2-wheel drive is a tailgate truck, and this has a nice tailgate, so there's a lot of good parts on this thing. And probably what will going to happen is that we're going to take most of the stuff from the Suburban and use for my crew cab I have here, which also is a 94. It was a 6.5 diesel. It had gray interior, so it's basically everything I need. The only thing is the Suburban is a 4-wheel drive and this is a 2-wheel drive. But I can't open the door here right now, but you can see we're missing the dash and the complete wiring harness and the heater core and everything that. So we have everything from the Suburban to just pick out there and put here. We have a 6.5 diesel. If I wanted to go that route, I don't think I want to do that. I want to have some like LM7 or LQ4 or something in this. But we have a lot of parts. We have a complete set of doors that we need. So there's a really nice parts truck for this, and also for my 2-wheel drive. And just a quick look here when we're here. This is my 2000 Suburban 2500. 2500s are really rare here in Sweden, especially the GMT 800 platform. This is a 6.0 and the 480 and all stuff. This will be my daily driver in the future. I just have to work on it, and it's really this thing I should be working on right now instead of all other projects. But it needs a lot of work, and I have a donor truck for that there also. That is rust free, but unfortunately it's been in an accident, so it's really crushed on the left side. But it has a lot of good parts that we need for that one. But now that we have this here, we can jump back in the truck and go and pick up the next thing that we're buying today. Okay, so we're back at my father's place, and here is the I want to say truck that we picked up, but by Swedish standards this really isn't a truck. Back a few years ago, some of you Americans gave me some hard time because I called some trucks cars, because in Sweden we we don't see them in the same way as you Americans do. The Swedish name for car is bil, and a truck in Sweden is called a lastbil, which straight over translation becomes cargo car. So that's why there is a bit it becomes a little bit complicated there. But you see that triangle there? I have seen that you in America also have them, that says it's a slow going vehicle. So in Sweden, this particular truck, if we have one of those, is called a tractor, an A tractor. And it's a pretty common thing here in Sweden. You can build an A tractor of Volvos and Audis or anything you like. And the thing is, you can drive these from that you are 15 years old, and they only go 30 kilometers per hour, which I don't know how many miles that is, but it's very slow. So that has been the purpose for this thing for the last, I think it got here in Sweden, also registered in 2010. So it's been an A tractor and driven by 15-year-olds for the last 13 years. And when you build an A tractor, most often you remove the original engine and put in a smaller engine because fuel economy. So what we have here is a Daihatsu 4-cylinder diesel. And behind that we have a 5-speed manual transmission. And also we have a transfer case. When we do something with this truck, I can go more in depth on the A tractor rules. There are a bunch of stupid rules. Fortunately, they have made them better since this thing was registered, but they are only allowed to, on max RPM, they're only allowed to travel 30 kilometers per hour in the previous rules. So a lot of engines broke because you drive them on so high RPM. So first of all, this engine was in this thing, and it's seized, doesn't turn over anymore. So they put in this engine, and unfortunately when they got this started, they realized there's no compression on the number 4 cylinder, and that's where it is today. It's supposed to be startable and kinda drivable, but something is wrong with that engine. And we also have this engine that I got with it. They didn't know anything about it, but as I had some hope that maybe this is good. But as you can see, this valve cover is painted in the same color as the truck. So I would say that to almost 100% certainty that thing has already been under there, and there's probably a reason that it traveled from there to there. So probably both of those are broken, and I don't have any good plan for this. I bought it simply because it was cheap. I didn't think I was gonna buy it. It came out for sale locally here, and they wanted 1,200 bucks. And I thought, no, I'm not gonna buy it. Someone else can buy it. And a few days passed, and no one bought it. So then I thought, why the hell not? Why am I gonna miss it if no one else is gonna buy it? So partly the reason I bought it because it has some really nice tires that I'm gonna take to my truck over there. It also has the 8-inch wide rally wheels that are kinda rare, at least here in Sweden. So maybe we can put those on something. And besides that, it has a really nice bench seat in blue that would fit really good in my truck because mine is pretty wore out. And besides that, the overall interior is exactly what you can expect on these kind of vehicles, because they are driven by 15 to 17-year-olds. So a bunch of gauges and all colors on the interior, some fluffy carpet here. We have a big speaker box here in the rear, and yeah, it looks like crap, but it's a really nice body. The bed is almost flawless, doors are great, rocks are great, cab corners are good, fenders are decent. It's a really good body to do something with, but I really don't have a plan. So you can tell me what you think you should do with it. For now, it's gonna sit here for a while, and let's figure out a plan what to do with it. But that's all for now. I'm gonna go and pick up some wheels, and I will be back with you when I'm home again. Okay, so we didn't have time to do anything more yesterday, but I thought I was going to fix the fuel lines on the Suburban, so I could come back with all that done and we can start it and see if it had any leaks and we can do something else. And I had just installed all the fuel lines here on the tank and was about to put it up, and it slipped from the ratchet and fell down and hung on the fuel lines here. So I twisted the outlet on the tank, so that's junk. So now I need a new fuel sender. So I'm so fucking stupid. Could have been done with this now, but now I have to buy more stuff to fix this. But that's life. So I don't really know what we're gonna do now with this. I think we will take a little break from the Suburban. But besides that, I went and picked up these wheels, and they are, as you can see, Traeger SS. I hate black wheels, but you can see that the chrome looks decent underneath, and the paint is, you can peel it off. So my plan is going to clean these, try to get the chrome back, make them look decent. And what's special about these, the reason I bought them because apparently he had these on a truck with the big GM bolt pattern 5 on 5. So hopefully I can have them on the Suburban. So I'm gonna clean them, fix some lug nuts, and put them on this thing later. But I'm pretty bummed out about the tank, so I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna do now, and I will be back. Okay, so since I'm a bit sad about the fuel sender being broken because I'm stupid, I think we should do something fun instead. So I'm gonna take my pressure washer and we're gonna clean this thing. I've been itching to do that ever since I drug it home. It's very mossy, and you can wash the underside. Maybe a bit better to work on when we get new stuff. But the first thing I want to do is I want to remove this horrible thing. We're gonna remove that and clean it. Later on we're gonna remove the bug deflector and the sun visor also, because I don't want any of those. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna remove that, and then we're gonna clean this thing. So that already looks a hell of a lot better. I'm really not a fan of these. I understand that some people like them, but I really don't. And also remove the hood deflector bug shield thing. So I'm gonna pressure wash this thing now for a bit and see how it turns out. So while I've been watching, I've been doing an experiment here in the background. I've been trying to remove the black paint from the wheels, and I'm just trying to paint strippers. I think these are local to Sweden, at least this one. Maybe you can get this one, I don't know. But anyway, I'm trying them, and this is working the best. I tried this earlier. This is the wheel I'm doing with that one, and this is the other wheel. It works here also, but not quite as good. So I'm gonna see how they turn out. It's loosened a lot here. You can maybe see they've scratched the chrome to make the paint stick, but I think they will look good enough for this truck or something else. I think it will look really good. So we're gonna see how they turn out. So these turned out really great. These two wheels were in much better condition, and the paint came off a lot easier. Here some of the chrome is peeling, but I think we can touch that up with some liquid chrome paint or something, make them look decent. And also these two, since they have have some corrosion, the black paint wants to stick a little bit more, but we can always spray them once more to remove the rest. But I think they turn out great, and I think they look really nice. Maybe on this truck, maybe on something else, but I think I'm gonna try and put them on here. And I have realized something about this truck, is that I really want a two-wheel drive. I think it looks great, but I have also realized that it needs a lot of work. I saw this when I was cleaning. So the shackle hanger is gone. We have to replace that, and some places it's really bad, and in some places it's decent. And I cleaned tank. I had poked these holes before, and I realized this thing really needs a new tank. It needs a new sender, and that's money and time I'm not really willing to spend right now. So I think I'm gonna put this Suburban on hold for now, because I have stuff that is more important than getting this thing running right now. But I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna see if we can find some lug nuts and try the wheels. Okay, so this looks really awesome. Of course, we could wash this a couple of more times, make it look a little bit better. I really don't like blue, but imagine if this was like root beer brown metallic with some gold metallic two-tone. That would look really awesome. But that will unfortunately be all with the Suburban for now. This thing really needs a lot of time and a lot of money, and both of those I could put in better places right now. So unfortunately, I think I will put away this Suburban for now, and we will have to continue in the future. But what do you think? Should I save it? Should I sell it? Should I just pick it for parts and sell and get rid of it? I think I should save it, but as I said, not now. But that's how it is. But that will unfortunately be all for this week's video. I know I haven't really accomplished much, at least I don't feel like that, but that's how it is sometimes. But I will be back next week, and hopefully we can do a little bit more in-depth video on some project instead of being all over the place. But I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.